He's built multi-million-dollar companies. His explosive books on health and wealth have sold over 60 million copies. Now, The Kevin Trudeau Show they don't want you to know.
Welcome to Limitless. Kevin Trudeau here. Thanks for joining me. We have a phenomenal show today. There is a reason why you and most people can't manifest money. Look, at the end of the day, most people are interested in making more money. Most people struggle from paycheck to paycheck. Many people are strapped with debt. That might be you. Are you loaded up with credit card debt? Are you struggling to pay your bills? Are you struggling to get ahead? How much money do you have in your investment account? Do you have any stocks or bonds? Do you have any money invested in cryptocurrency? Do you have any money in your savings account? How much money do you have in your savings account? Think about it. How much debt do you have on your credit cards? Do you owe money on your car? Do you owe money on your house? Think about it. How much money do you earn today, and how much money did you earn 5 years ago? What's your financial situation today as opposed to 5 years ago? Most people are struggling, and they don't know what to do. So you go out and you buy courses on how to manifest goals, dreams, and desires. You read a book, and I recommend these books like Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. I recommend my course, Your Wish is Your Command, How to Manifest Your Desires. There's other books, The Magic of Believing, The Magic of Thinking Big. You read all these positive thinking books. You go to courses on how to manifest. You take money mastery seminars, financial seminars. You listen to various financial gurus about investments. And no matter what you do, nothing seems to work. You invest money in real estate courses. How to buy real estate with no money down. How to make money in real estate. How to make money in franchises. Maybe you tried to start your own business and it didn't work. Then you buy courses on how to make money in crypto, how to trade cryptocurrencies and make money, how to make money in mail order, how to make money in internet marketing. All these different things that you do, but you still struggle. So let me ask you a question. What would you do if money wasn't an object? If you hit the lottery, $50 million, cash in the bank after taxes, you don't owe any taxes, you get $50 million. What would you do? Maybe some of you say, I'd pay off all my debt. Some of you think, I'd buy a Rolex watch. I'd buy a different car. I'd buy a different house. I'd get different clothes. I'd quit my job. Many people would say, I'd quit my job. I hate my job. I hate my boss. So what would you do? Think about that. That's called dreaming. So you do dreaming. You go dream building. You go to places and you start looking at all the wealth that people do have and are accumulating. And you think, if them, why not me? What's the problem? Well, there is a reason why you can't manifest. Even if you read every book on manifesting, every book on how to make money, every course on how to make money, there's a reason why you're still struggling financially. And here's the reason. When you try to figure out a way to make money, you might fall into a couple categories. You hear about a course on how to buy real estate with no money down, or how to make money in cryptocurrencies, or how to make money with online marketing. And you're about to maybe purchase that course because you want to pay off your bills, you want more money, you want financial freedom, you want financial independence, you want that boat, you want that fancy car, you want to quit your job, you want to travel the world first class. You want to stay in the nicest hotels. So you think, I want money. I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. I'm struggling. And you're about to buy that course, but then you think, it probably won't work. It's probably a scam. I don't know. Should I invest that $350 or $1,000 or $5,000? I'm struggling now. And you don't buy it. So the first thing that people do is there's an energetic block which stops you from taking action, massive and immediate action, which is required in order to manifest money. So the first thing that blocks you energetically is you can't get off the dime. You can't get started. You can't get out of the gate. You don't even buy the course. Now, the second group, maybe this is you. You see that ad, you get all excited. Many people fall into this category. Oh, I can get rich. There's a promise I can make $100,000 in the next 6 months. I'm going to get that. I'm going to buy that. I'm going to invest money. I'm going to go to that seminar. I'm going to take that webinar. I'm going to listen to those audios and watch those videos, and read that book and go through those manuals. And you buy it. You actually spend your money and you buy it, and it's sent to you. You get a digital download. You get all the information. It comes in. You sign up for the How to Make Money in Cryptocurrency online week-to-week seminar. And then what do? You look at all that material, all those audios that you downloaded and all those books you have to read, and you think, wow, that's a lot of material. I'll look at this later. And then you don't take action. You just kind of forget about it. You don't even start the course at all. Or maybe you're the next group. You actually start those audios. You start reading the book. You start taking the online webinar or seminar on how to get rich. And then you stop. So you start, but you don't finish it. You stop. Something distracts you. Something in life becomes more important than your future and your financial freedom. That you? I bet you. Some of you. Many of you. Maybe even most of you. Then there's the next group. Maybe you fall into this category. You have goals and dreams. You're sick and tired of being sick and tired. You're fed up. You want more out of life. You want financial freedom. You want money. You want financial independence. You want to be rich. Other people are rich. How come not you? Other 30-year-old men and women, 25-year-old men and women, 35-year-old men and women are driving around in Rolls Royces. They live in $5 million homes that they paid for in cash. Oh, there's tons of them. And you're thinking, why them and not me? And so you buy that course. You make a decision. I'm going to get rich. I'm going to figure out how, because you don't know how. So you buy that course on how to get rich with all the promises, whatever industry it's in, whatever thing that resonates with you, whether it's real estate or cryptocurrencies or stocks or futures or tradings or Forex or online marketing or whatever. And you buy the course and you go through the entire course. I mean, you're a fanatic. You stay up till 2 o'clock in the morning every night. You're listening to those audios. You're watching those videos. You're reading that stuff. And you are becoming a professional student. And you are studying and studying and studying and learning and learning and learning. And after a few weeks, you finish. You actually finish the darn thing. But now you actually have to put that material into action. You actually have to do something. You have to produce that landing page on the website. You have to go out and start looking at real estate. You have to start opening up trading accounts and start putting some money in to start the investing. You actually have to start doing something in real life, but you don't. You say, I'm going to start after the holidays. I'm going to start after my kid gets out of school. I'm going to start when my kid goes back to school. I'm going to start when X. There's always some excuse. Losers are always good at one thing, making excuses. And so you never start. And maybe you're another group of people. There's another group that, just like the last group, they go through the entire course, but they do start. They actually do start taking action. And as soon as they start taking action, if it doesn't work perfectly, which it never does, one little bump in the road, one little pushback, one little bit of adversity, and then what do? You stop. You quit. Quitters never win, and winners never quit, but you quit. Then there's the last group. They are fed up. They're sick and tired of being sick and tired. They have goals and dreams. They make a decision they're going to get rich. They buy whatever how to get rich program, which has proven to work. Other people have done it, and it has worked. It's a proven pattern for success. You go through all that material, and you start taking action. But for some reason, it doesn't work for you. Other people buy real estate with no money down and make a fortune in real estate. Other people trade cryptocurrencies and make a fortune in cryptocurrencies. Other people trade Forex and stocks and bonds and commodities and do investing and make a fortune. Other people make money online. Other people sell stuff on Etsy and eBay and Amazon and make a fortune, and Poshmark and different websites. Other people make money in a lot of different genres. People start franchises and market franchises and get rich. People buy a franchise and get rich. People start their own small business and get rich. Heck, people open up coffee shops and get rich. They open up dry cleaners and get rich. People are getting rich everywhere. But you try it. You try to follow the system that you've been taught, that you invested money in. But for some reason, it doesn't work for you. It's like I've tried 10 different money-making methods, and everyone failed. And I really followed the system, Kevin. It just didn't work for me. And you say something like, I'm just unlucky. I feel like there's a black cloud over my head. I feel like nothing goes my way. And you get really depressed and really discouraged because you're thinking, what am I doing wrong? I'm reading the positive thinking books. I'm listening to the motivational, inspirational audios. I'm following the how to manifest system. I think I'm doing it right. I've read Think and Grow Rich. I've wrote out my goals. I have my dream and vision board. I go dream building. I'm staying up till midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning. I wake up early. I'm really focused. I have a magnificent obsession for my goals and dreams, but for some reason, it just doesn't work for me. Is there something wrong with me? Is there a curse on me or something? Am I destined? Is it not my karma to make money? What is the problem? Well, the fact of the matter is, and nobody will tell you this, it's not in any success book anywhere, that there's a reason why people, some people, a small group of people, when they decide they want to make money, money just comes to them easily and effortlessly, it appears. It seems that everything they touch turns to gold. It seems that when they decide to launch a business, they get the funding, the business succeeds, they make lots of money, but it never works out for you and the majority of people. So why is it that this small group of people around the world, in every country, regardless of the economic or political situation in that country, why is it that in every country there's a small group of people that prosper, that live in financial abundance, that seem to make money almost easily and effortlessly? It's like they were born under a lucky star, like they have this karma that they're going to be wealthy, that they're going to live in abundance, they're going to have prosperity, that they're going to have financial freedom, financial independence, financial security, and they're living opulence, and they're always going to have cash. And it's almost like they're a magnet for cash. It just comes to them. Opportunities come to them. People come to them. And it's just like they have this wealth magnetism. Why? What is the difference between the 99% of the people that struggle making money like you and that 1% that lives in opulence, that no matter what they do, they make money? Money is a renewable resource to them. It can easily be created in an instant. And no matter what, you can take all the money away from a very wealthy person, and in 6 months, they'll have money again. It just works that way. And it's like, how did that happen? And in many cases, there are people around the world that the government wiped them out. And all of a sudden, they say, I'm starting from zero. Aristotle Onassis, for example, was a wealthy guy. After the First World War, he got wiped out. He got out of Greece, went down to South America, flat broke, had one suit on. Tells the story. I mean, this is, it's common knowledge. It's documented and verified. And within a year, he was worth millions of dollars. He didn't have any connections in South America, but he had wealth mentality. There was something about him that allowed him to attract wealth. And why other people struggle and struggle and struggle. And you feel like you're swimming upstream when it comes to making money. It feels like you're walking up a mountain with this 150-pound pack on your back that's just weighing you down. It's like you're trying to move forward, but there's a 100-mile-an-hour headwind, right? So you're trying to make money, and you're feeling like, I feel like something is pushing against me. No matter how hard I try, the opposing force that's invisible seems to push against me, and I can't succeed. I can't win. I can't make the money. I can't create my reality. I can't manifest cash. Everything seems to go wrong, and I have this pushback. Something's holding me back. Something's pushing against me, stopping me. It's like this invisible glass ceiling. I can't get above it, and I don't know what it is. No matter what I do, it seems impossible. Well, this is absolutely true. Absolutely true. Back in 1979, I was in the Brotherhood, and I was learning how to use the mind to manifest reality. I did not come from a wealthy family. My dad was a welder, and my ancestors on my mother's side and my father's side, none of them were wealthy. And as I was working in the Brotherhood on how to use the mind to manipulate energy and create reality and do all the other mental processes that I was learning in that organization, I decided I wanted to make some money. And I knew how to create. I knew how to use my mind to create. So I tried to create a business, and I used the techniques on how to create a business. It was a mail order business, and I manifested a mentor, a multi-millionaire in mail order, and I learned the system, and I put a little classified ad in the National Enquirer, and I developed a direct mail piece, and people would see the little classified ad, they would write in for free information, and I would send them a direct mail piece, and I didn't get any orders. And so all the money I spent on the advertising, all the money I spent on postage, all the money I spent on printing was thrown in the trash. It was a bomb. A 100% bomb. And I looked at that and I thought, I don't understand. I tried to create something. I used all the techniques, but it didn't work. And I know it works for other people because I know all these people that I met in the mail order business, and they're all getting rich. What happened to me? What did I do wrong? So I went through every step, and I thought, no, every step was perfect. So I went to my uncle, my mentor in the Brotherhood, and I said, here's what happened. I explained the situation, and he goes, well, Kevin, use your abilities and look and see why. You're asking the wrong question. You're trying to figure out what you did wrong. Ask a different question and look. And so I said, okay, rather than what did I do wrong, I asked the question, what is preventing me from succeeding when it comes to money? And I saw in the field all of these energetic blocks. And the energetic blocks come from your DNA, from your ancestors on your mother's side and on your father's side, number one. And number two, from your history. In this lifetime, the postulates, the beliefs you have, the programs you put in that act as counter-intentions, preventing you and stopping you from manifesting goals, dreams, and desires. Scientists now have proven, this has been in the news recently, and I've talked about it on previous shows, that if there is a trauma that happened to one of your ancestors, your father, grandfather, great-great-grandmother, if there was some type of trauma, it's in their DNA and it's in your DNA. You still are dealing with that trauma. It goes back 7 generations. And interestingly enough, in the Old Testament of the Bible, it says the sins of the father are passed down 7 generations. So it's scientifically been proven that that spiritual concept is true. If somebody in your ancestors came up with a postulate that it's hard to make money, you have that in your field. You have it in your DNA, which means for you, it's going to be hard to make money. If you have in your ancestries, one of your ancestors says, money is the root of all evil, that's in your DNA. How can you make money if in your DNA there's a belief, there's a energetic pattern that money is the root of all evil? How can you make money if it's the root of all evil? There are 33 dimensions of energetic blocks that are in your DNA and in your field. 33. These energetic blocks actually act as a counter-intention, preventing you and stopping you. A counter-intention is exact opposite of what you want. I want money. But the counter-intention is, no, you don't want money because money is the root of all evil. So you have an intention and then you have a counter-intention. And this is why you feel like you're swimming upstream. You are. You feel like you have a headwind, 100-mile-an-hour headwind when you're trying to make money, because you do. It's energetic. There are 33 counter-intentions, because there's 33 dimensions that work against you. Unless those are cleared, unless those are removed, it is going to be a struggle making money for you for the rest of your existence, for the rest of your life. You've got to get rid of them. This is why wealthy people from wealthy families find it easy to make money. They don't have as many counterintentions in their DNA. If you come from a wealthy family, in your mother's line and your father's line, you have ancestors who had these type of beliefs or postulates or programs. Things like, it's easy to make money. Money is good, because with money, we can help people. They may have a postulate in the DNA, that's in their DNA, that says money is safety and security. The more we have, the safer and the more secure we are. Another one could be, it's fun to make money. There could be all these different positive, which are not counterintention. So wealthy people don't have counterintentions. And if they do have counterintentions in some of their DNA, they know how to clear them out. And virtually all wealthy people, whether it's the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, the Fords, the DuPonts, and I'm just talking about families in America that I know, but all over the world is exactly the same. Members of royal families get together with their kids and they work on what could be potentially counterintentions in their energetic field and their DNA, and they eliminate them so those people can prosper, so their children can prosper. Those children can create abundance, financial wealth, easily and effortlessly, or easier and with less effort than you, because it's so hard. This is what nobody even sees, because they can't see energy. So when I see someone, I can look in their field and they say, I'm struggling with making money. Sometimes I'll do a one-on-one session with somebody and they'll get on and I'll look at their field and I'll scribble something down. I go, struggling with making money. And then I hold up the paper that's folded and they'll say, okay, so what do you want to talk about? They go, I'm struggling with making money. And I open it up and it says, struggling with making money. They go, you a psychic? I go, well, you can call me that. I said, but I just saw the energy in your field. I know it's a struggle for you to make money because you have all this counterintention. And I said, let me tell you about your mother. And your mother was very religious, and she always said, money is the root of all evil. Oh my God, you're right. I go, and there was poverty on both sides. They both come from the wrong side of the tracks, correct? On both your mother's side and your father's side. Yes, yes. And your father always said, rich people are bad. They're evil. They're liars and cheats, right? That came from your father. Oh my God, yes. And I get this all recorded. This is all documented. This is all substantiated. It's all recorded. This happens hundreds of times. So you have this counter intention when it comes to make money. So when I look, my dad was a welder. My mom was a homemaker. They came from Italy. Poor, poor, poor. Money doesn't grow on trees. That type of mentality. Money doesn't grow on trees. What do you think? We're made of money? It was always about, we don't have any. We're never going to be rich, Kevin. We're not rich. It's not our fate. It's not our destiny. We didn't grow up in the right family. You just have to accept your position in this life. You're never going to be rich, Kevin. That's what they used to tell me. They'd say, stop dreaming, Kevin, because you're never going to make any of your dreams come true. This was in the DNA. So this physical body has DNA of all those negative programs and counterintentions when it came to making money. I happen to have some mental abilities, which is why I got into the brotherhood, but I still had all this stuff when it came to making money. So I looked and I saw it, and my uncle said, what do you see? I told him what I saw. He says, yeah, you're exactly right. He says, in the brotherhood, we have 33 processes that we can run on members. Most members don't need a lot of them because they came from wealthy families, but you are different. So these processes will have a tremendous effect on you. And I said, I can see that. I can see that if these are removed, it's going to have a powerful effect. So he said, okay, the first process I can run on you. Now, he didn't actually say the first process. He said, I can run the money process on you. I didn't know there was 33. I thought there was just one that was going to clear it all up. I said, great. And he told me it was going to cost thousands of dollars, which I didn't have. And I'm like, how can I make the money when I have these blocks and counterintentions? He goes, you're just going to have to work 100 times harder than somebody else to earn it, because you can still earn it. It just takes too much work that nobody is willing to do. And you have to just figure it out. Okay. So I went out there and said, okay, what can I do manually to make money? Okay, I could play the organ and charge people for that at different birthday parties. I was doing a professional clown and a professional magician at birthday parties and rich people's homes, and they would pay me for that. I was selling newspapers. I was a newspaper boy. I had a big route. I said, I'll increase that and beg people for more tips. I'll shovel snow. I'll pull weeds in yards. I'll do anything manual because I can earn some money, but I'm never going to get rich. So I scraped the money together, and I paid him. And he ran this energetic process on me. And I just sat there. He said, okay, let me explain it. He explained it. And he goes, okay, you can close your eyes or open your eyes. I'm going to go into your DNA of your mother and then your father and then your own bank in your own memory, not just this lifetime, but previous lifetimes, and get rid of all the counterintention. And he did this. And I felt this energy come up my spine. I spent tingling all over my body. You know, if you ever get hit, you kind of like see stars and you kind of can't see anything because everything just kind of like, I felt like that. And I felt really woozy afterwards. It didn't take very long, by the way, about a half an hour. And I felt really woozy. And he said, okay, let me know how things work out. So I went back. I looked at my business, my mail order business. I reviewed it one more time. And everything looked perfect. I changed one word in the headline. I did change one word. But maybe changing that word was something that came to me because the energetic counterintention was gone. And maybe that was the magical thing. I don't know. So I changed the word. I scraped more money together. I put the ad in the National Enquirer. I got a lot of inquiries. Actually, I got more inquiries per dollar in advertising spent than before. And I sent out my direct mail piece asking people to buy my product for $35. About a week later, after I mailed it, back then the mail was fast. So if you mailed a letter, it would actually get to most people within a day or two. 5 days after I mailed my letter, I got my first orders in the mail. I opened up the envelope and there was $35 in cash. And then the next one, $35, and this was cash. Some people sent postal money orders. And then the next day, more orders. The next day, more orders. The next day, more orders. It continued to go up for about a week. Then it tapered off and stayed there for about another week, maybe 10 days. Then it started dropping down. About 30 days later, I got my last order. I made a fortune. This is unbelievable. I can scale this up. So I took the profits and I bought more ads. The orders came in. I made over $1 million. And I wasn't even 18 years old. And this is back in the 70s. So you do the math. What was that, 10 million today? I mean, it was unbelievable. I didn't know there were other processes. And I felt like Superman because I didn't feel like money was a challenge to make. I thought this was the easiest thing in the world to do. I mean, making money was just like so stupidly easy. My mind became flooded with all these money-making opportunities. And I would write them all down. And I would say, money-making opportunity. And I would write it down. I go, that will make a ton of money. Here's another one that just pops into my mind. I write them all down. And I had a file folder of about 200 of these money-making, we call them net profit generator systems, that if you just did one of them, you'd make hundreds of thousands of dollars in income, like nothing, with a tiny bit of investment. And I'm like, this is unbelievable. Money is the easiest thing in the world. About a year later, I found out that there were 33 processes. And then I said, I want the next one. And I want the next one. And I paid over $1 million back then, back in the late 70s, early 80s, to go through all the money processes. And I can tell you, and not just me, look, people in the industries that I've been in always were just amazed. And even my close friends, they say, we've never seen anything like this. You just sit there and say, yeah, let's make some money. And in a week or two or three, your bank account is just flooded with inflows of cash deposits. How does that happen? I said, look, because if you use the creation or manifesting technique properly, and you don't have any counter intentions, it works like magic. That's how it works. So I started looking at people around my sphere of influence, people that worked for me, people that were friends of mine, that were colleagues, that were, and I could look in their field. They all have this counter intention, some more than others. I got a lot. And people that were making money had not as much as me when I started, but you could just tell a person based on their income and the house they lived in and the car they drove, how much energetic pushback they were getting, the counter intentions, how much stuff they needed to get cleared out of their field, removed, eliminated, because they were walking around with a black cloud over their head. They were, like you may feel, they did have a curse on them. Effectively, this is a curse, right? It's a black cloud. Yeah, they were born under an unlucky star. They are unlucky. Yes, energetically, you could say that. Absolutely. And unless they get it cleared, unless you get it cleared, you're going to continue to struggle the rest of your life. Doesn't mean you won't make money. It's just going to be harder. And it's going to be harder to keep the money because the energy is working 100%, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week against you. So I started showing a few people. There was one guy who was a UPS driver. And I said, why don't you do this? And I cleared up some of his energetic blocks. He went on to build a business doing $50 million a year in sales within just a couple of years. No experience in business, never launched a business. Unbelievably successful. There was another fellow who used to work in a pizza parlor. He worked in the kitchen making pizzas. He was sleeping on a blow-up mattress with his wife in the basement of his mother-in-law's house. And I said, why don't you do this? But it wouldn't work. And I said, let me get rid of the energetic blocks, which I did. Not all of them, a couple, just a couple. And all of a sudden, he went on to build a business doing over $150 million a year. He had a brand new Rolls-Royce Phantom. And I remember he picked me up in it and took me to a fancy dinner. He had a chauffeur, a butler. He had over 300 employees. He had a brand new limousine. This is when limousines were popular. Pick people up at the airport. He'd go out in the limousine or the Rolls-Royce Phantom. Unbelievable. Then there was another guy who was in the ministry. He was flat broke. He was in the ministry. He was working for a Christian ministry. But he wanted to get rich, but he was flat broke. And I think it was 40 when he started. So he wasn't a young man. And he got involved, and in a few years, he became unbelievably wealthy. He bought his own private island because the energetic counterintentions were removed. Then there was a fella who used to work in a travel agent, young guy, around 20 years old. He was a travel agent. He lived at home. Got married, moved into a one-room apartment, one room with his wife, young wife. He was young too. And he wanted to get rich. And I removed some of the energetic imprints. He went on to build a business doing over $150 million a year in sales. Actually, about 125 million was their big year. No, actually, it was 125 million pounds because it's from England. So in dollars, that's 175 million. And has this gorgeous mansion in one of the wealthiest neighborhoods in Yorkshire, England. Incredible guy, super successful, because now making money was easy and effortless. He didn't feel like he was swimming upstream. He didn't feel like something was pushing against him. He didn't feel like he had a curse on him anymore. He felt like making money was actually something that was easy to do. And I can tell you story after story after story, person after person after person after person that have gone through these processes of releasing the energetic imprints that are holding them back, the counterintentions. Unbelievable. So about a year ago, I decided to deliver to people these money processes. There are 33 of them, but the last 3 are too powerful, so they're not being delivered yet. We're delivering 30 of the money processes, but you only need the first one. Yeah, it's much better if you get 2 or 3 or 4, but at least one. That's going to change everything. Yes, the more you get, the faster the change, the faster things could work for you, absolutely. So these money processes, I delivered 30 money processes. People came in from all around the world, and I delivered the processes, and I recorded them on video. Afterwards, people started writing in, and I have a stack of comments from people that wrote in, and you've heard me on the show read these comments before and show you the comments. Hundreds and hundreds of them, of people that wrote in and said, I went through the money processes in 3 days. I went through all 30. I got home, and in the mailbox, there was a check for $45,000 that I was completely not expecting, off the radar screen, never thought about it, never even knew it was supposed to be coming in, didn't know it was owed to me. It was like a miracle. Another fellow said, I went through the money processes, and within 30 days, one of my vendors sent me a check for $90,000. It was an invoice that we had sent a couple years ago, and it must have fell through the cracks. They didn't pay it, and we didn't know they didn't pay it. Our business was doing okay. We never even thought about it. And all of a sudden, $90,000 in cash. Another person said, I went through one money process. I went back to my job, and the day I got back, I got offered a promotion with a 50% pay raise. He said, how did that happen? Another person said, I went through the money processes, and I got back, and one of my children who was applying for college applied for scholarships, which I told her don't bother because we don't qualify for scholarships. She got 3 scholarships accepted, one for $250,000, I think it was. Because that was like getting a $250,000 windfall because we didn't have to pay the $250,000 for the school. Because that's just after going through the money processes. Other people have said they've gone through the 1 process or 3 processes or 10 processes, and afterwards, all of a sudden, my stock trading account, there was one guy who does trading, and I'm not sure what kind of trading, but he says he usually makes about $1,500 a week in his trading, and he trades the same way every single time. And over a year, it's consistent. It's about $1,500 a week in profits, give or take $100, but it's right there. It's like clockwork. He says he got home, and I looked at my account, and I had made $8,500 that week. He goes, it was never, ever has it been that high over a year. It's always been right at the same level. This is how it could potentially work. And it's exciting. And I get comment after comment after comment from people saying, I've never felt energy move in my body before. When I went through these processes, it was just off the charts. It's powerful stuff. But the point is, the one reason that manifesting doesn't work is counter-intention. And if you read any and every book on manifesting, and there's a lot of good ones out there, Think and Grow Rich. That's a classic book on manifesting. Ask and it is given. That's a classic book on manifesting. You go through my course, which I think is the best in the world, Your Wish is Your Command. How to manifest your desires. And you learn the recipe. You go through my video series. It's 1 video for an hour. 10 steps to manifesting your dreams. I did a speech at a private club where I gave that lecture, and I also got an interview with Peter Sage. And we've had it on this show, the interview. We showed the interview with Peter Sage, where I give you the 10 steps. It's a simple recipe. If you follow the how to manifest what you want recipe, and if you follow it perfectly, it will work. It will create results. But you're not going to get the results you really desire if you have counter intention working against you. You have to clear that from the field. If you don't, nothing is going to change. And remember, it's in your DNA from your ancestors on your mother's line and your father's line, and it's also in your bank, which means everything that happened in this lifetime, the decisions you made, the postulates you made, the beliefs you instilled, what you believed to be true, the programs you instilled, the programs you accepted from others. Like in my case, when my mother said, "You're never going to be rich, Kevin." That's a program. And if I accepted that, which I did, it was in my field. It was acting as a counterintention. It's a vibrational frequency that's stopping me from manifesting my goals. It's the exact opposite frequency. So it acts as interference. If you're trying to broadcast a frequency and somebody's trying to scramble your circuit, they broadcast an interfering frequency. It's similar to that. So unless you clear, transmute, eliminate from your field the counterintention, it's going to be a struggle. This is the one critical area that you need to address if you want to make money. Yes, we're assuming you're going to be following the how to manifest techniques properly. But unless you get rid of the counterintention, you're not going to see the results you want. End of story. So we offer the money processes now, and here's how we deliver them. You can buy 1 money process, you can buy 10, you can buy all 30. Or you can buy as many as you want. Every month, we deliver the money processes here in the Chicagoland area. It's in the Chicago suburbs of Schaumburg. It's near Schaumburg, which is a Chicago suburb. So you could come to Chicago, and one of our facilitators will put you in a room and meet you with the other people that are attending, and you are shown a video of me that was recorded, and I deliver the process directly to you, right there. You can get 1, 2, 3, 4, however many you can afford, or you can get up to all 30. The more you get, we give you discounts. And if you come to Chicago, I take you to dinner. So everybody who comes in that month to get the money processes, I take everybody to a nice dinner. I get a chance to meet everybody personally. If you can't come to Chicago for whatever reason, our facilitators will come to you. So if you're watching and you say, yeah, I want the money process, I just want one, or I want 3, that's all I can afford. I want 5, or I want 10, whatever you want. When you purchase the money process, our coordinator will reach out and say, we have a scheduled event coming up 100 miles from you, or 150 miles, or close. And if we don't have anything close to you, we will send someone to your area or close to you, and we will deliver it in your local area. And we've had people go to Cuba. We've had facilitators go down to Argentina, I think Brazil, Panama, all over Asia, Australia, Africa. We've had facilitators go all over the world to people who purchase these processes. The reason we do this is the processes are so powerful, and quite frankly, they're so secret. They're not taught outside the Brotherhood, that we can't give you a digital download. We actually have to send somebody with an encrypted device to deliver the processes to you, because they're that secret, they're that powerful, and you have to sign a non-disclosure agreement so that you don't reveal any of the information that you're being exposed to. Remember, this came from the Brotherhood. This is the first time this is being delivered outside of that organization. And the results that we're seeing by the stack of written and emailed testimonials from people that have gotten the processes delivered on them, there's nothing that can compare. Absolutely nothing. It could potentially change your life forever. Heck, you be the judge. You'll know. But I'll tell you, when we look at 100% of the people, not 99, 100% of the people write positive comments after they go through the processes, talking about the positive effects they physically feel in their body, or feel in their emotional state, or feel energetically, or with the positive results that they're seeing in their life, which means they're making more money. The proof is in the pudding. The proof is in the pudding. So if you want more information on the money processes, there's a QR code there. You can use your camera and click on the QR code. That'll take you to a page which explains more about the money processes and give you the opportunity to purchase. There's also a website address that you can use as well, either one. It'll take you to a page where you can read more, read some of the comments right there about the money processes. And if you want to purchase, you can. You can get 1, you can get 10, you can get all 30. So think about it. This could be the answer you've been looking for. I can tell you, of all the people that have gone through this, people are saying, Kevin, I've gone through every money-making course out there. I've gone through every manifesting course out there. I've been to all the seminars from all the biggest gurus out there, and I still ain't making any money. They go through the money processes, and all of a sudden, within sometimes a few days, a few weeks, a few months, always within a year, people say, it was the single most important thing I've ever done when it comes to making money. Because they can see that unless you eliminate the counter intention, you'll never make any money. Now, when you're watching this, some of you are thinking, oh, I don't know if I should, I'm not sure. I remember I was interested in making money, and I went to a seminar to listen to a particular fellow that I was told, this guy's pretty smart. He makes $1 million a year. This is back in the early 80s. So I went and listened to him. He makes $1 million a year. It's back in the early 80s. That's a lot of money today. It was a huge amount of money back then. And I listened to him, and he said, I'm going to give you a couple steps on a money-making opportunity. He says, but if you like what you're learning today, you're probably going to want to come to my 5-day seminar out in California. Now, I was in Boston, Massachusetts when this guy was speaking. So he's up there speaking, and I'm very excited. I'm taking his notes. And he says, but you want to come to my 5-day seminar in California. It's $10,000. And I'll never forget this. He said, I'm in Boston, and he goes, it's a 5-day seminar. And I thought, I'm definitely going to the 5-day seminar. And he says, it's in Los Angeles, California. And I thought, I'm definitely not going to that 5-day seminar. I'm not going to travel all the way to California. And he goes, and it's $10,000. And I said, I'm definitely not going to that seminar. And then he said this. He said, some of you in the room think it's too far from Boston going to Los Angeles. And some of you think it's too much money. So you won't go to that seminar. That's why you're a loser, and you'll always be a loser. And I thought, I'm definitely going to that seminar. Because he hit me right between the eyes. He says, losers are always good at one thing, making excuses. Successful people are always willing to do what the other guys are not willing to do. Unsuccessful people are always skeptical. Winners always have an open mind. The mind is like a parachute. It only works when it's open. Think about it. Do you have an open mind or a closed mind? It's you. It's on you. I remember when Bill Gates was being interviewed on the Larry King Show on CNN. At the time, it was the #1 interview talk show on TV. It was a live show. Larry interviewed everybody in the world, from presidents and prime ministers and billionaires, like the richest man in the world at the time, Bill Gates, co-founder of Microsoft. Larry asked Bill, is there a secret to success, or were you just lucky? And Bill said, well, there are three things I think are important to success. Number one, you have to be at the right place at the right time. He says, and luck kind of has a lot to do with that. Well, being at the right place at the right time happens when you don't have counterintention in your field. But it also comes from having a strong desire for wanting more. The fact that you're watching this right now means you absolutely want more out of life. You are at the right place at the right time. You're not watching this by accident. And then Bill Gates said, but the second thing is there was a lot of people at the same place I was, Larry. The difference is I saw potential in the computer industry when most people didn't. So you have to see potential. There's a lot of you watching. How many of you actually see the potential that you have for your future? What's the potential for your future? This could be it. It could be the answer. Do you see the potential? I know you can manifest so many goals and dreams in your life if you don't have counterintention. Do you see your own potential? And he goes, the third thing was I took massive and immediate action when most people didn't. He goes, Larry, there were a lot of people at the same place I was. Some of them saw the same potential. But I was the only one who took massive and immediate action. Most of the other people basically were too busy talking while I was doing. Thus the axiom, successful people are always too busy doing what the other guys are still talking about. Take massive and immediate action. Click on that QR code, go to the link, get the information, and get this. This could be the one thing that could potentially change your life financially. It could be the missing key. As a matter of fact, I believe that it is the single missing key that is preventing you from manifesting your financial goals and dreams. So take advantage of it. And if you come to Chicago, I'm looking forward to meeting you and taking you to a nice, wonderful dinner at a nice, beautiful restaurant. You'll also meet some other wonderful people from around the world that are going through the money processes as well. You'll have a chance to develop some great friendships and relationships with some people, do some amazing networking, and the future for you can be very, very bright. I'm Kevin Trudeau. Thanks for watching. This is Limitless, because you are limitless. Take advantage of this, and I know I will see you on the beaches of the world. Much love.